this is working.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole.
Thing. Good thing. There it goes. Look at that. Hey, we got it, chat. Alright. Sorry about that. I had to make sure. Good morning, by the way, Mr. Scurvy Hyam. Make sure I give a shout out to Mr. Scurvy Hyam. Alright. See how this all works today. It's a bit of a challenge. Currently streaming on both platforms. That link, I hope that link actually works right. Okay. Still good. I need to probably edit that later. But for the first time ever, I am streaming live on both YouTube and on Twitch. So we'll see how this goes. We are... Alright, that's just being weird. I go over to here. Too far forward. Way too far forward. That'll work. Yeah, so, as you can see, it's dug out. It's dug out. So, we have a lot of gold currently being worked on here. Still got to do a lot of work with, actually I can sell the dirt that's in my inventory, so let's do that real quick. As we go, but we need to start stockpiling some coal and some steel products real quick, so we're going to do a couple loads, probably 2 loads from the steel pit, 3 loads, maybe 4 from the coal pit. Before I do that, I want to run the roller here out to each direction so we can kind of smooth things out a bit. I gotta knock this down. We've got to, I mean, the pit's right there. We'll have to double check our, you know, trees that are up around the pits. And then once this is in the box and processing, we're going to start working on that I want to get fixed, because it's kind of, yeah, I mean, it's, let's face it, it's pretty precariously just kind of thrown up there, and I want to have a little access to it. Even if it is only like a little walking trail, we'll put like a little small parking pad and a walking trail over to it. Yeah, we're going to cut out some of this here. This is just a really small coal node. I want to say both of these are coal as well. So I may not dig that one too much further. We may go more for this one over here, which is, yes, coal as well. So I think all of these, yes, all of these are coal. So I'm probably going to abandon the small hole I have dug here, and we're going to start stripping and pulling more from these, because I think these plus those will make a much better, and expand them as we go. This one here is kind of right close to the plant though, And we've got the other ones over there, which may become more of our source. That pile down. We'll knock a couple of these ridges down through here. We'll bring the roller
And
around.
they call it a mine. A mine!
Thank you, Mr. Zodiac, for that. Let me go to a different window just to make sure things aren't going screwy. It's hard to see. That's better. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Alright. Yeah, because we've got a bunch of iron right here at the base of this. And this might make a better option. We can start there on the high end and start pulling this down to make a pit. Good morning, Zodiac. I should probably fix this window. There we go. Like that. Why is that looking so bad? Oh, there it goes. It's just delayed. It's probably got a bitrate issue over there. Yeah, most likely. So yeah, we're gonna bring the wheel loader around. I'm gonna knock these piles down a little bit better. We'll get the roller around here. I'll roll out some roads to the two new spots. This one here, because of its proximity to the plant, will probably be abandoned. The other small one will be abandoned, and we're going to focus on the two bigger ones. They're a little bit longer haul, but now that I've got the truck, it's not as concerned. Well, and I should probably pick up a bunch more cement to start making more concrete blocks, but I kind of want to wait until you guys vote on the first project to know where I need to go with materials. Because as I said yesterday, you know, of course the new project is we're going to start building town. And that's going to have a big effect on where my materials need to go. That's really, really crappy quality over there. What the hell's going on? I don't know which one's which. There we go. Gushy UK Gaming, treat the animals. Appreciate it, buddy. They will appreciate it as well. But I'm gonna wait. Of course, I'll be getting the family up in about 20 minutes of the day for school and all of that. We'll throw the animal treats in at that time. And yeah. Couple of piles I just kind of tossed over here. I didn't realize some other material had gotten mixed into that one. That'll probably do the trick right there. Let's go grab our roller. This probably won't work as well as I want it to because of the existing height of the ground underneath here being a big gap. Smooth, and then put the rest of it back. We'll see what happens when the roller goes over it. Yep, that's what's going to end up happening. Flatten this out some. I think I'll try to come back later with some of the little dirt chunks in my hand and kind of paint this out. Well, let's see what happens, right? Gonna get this rolled smoother. Eventually, when we get the dozer and stuff like that, I'll strip this all smooth and clean. But until then, I don't have much choice. Well, maybe at some point I'll come through with the loader and do that route too. Just strip the topsoil along there. Morning, Slow Swede. How you doing today, buddy? Yeah, I can kind of tell where it is now. I'm doing alright. Doing alright. Yeah, YouTube's gonna be butthole today. I have to figure out why it's doing that later. I bet you I know what's going on. Appreciate the lurk there, Mr. Cushy UK Gaming. So far, I have the smallest wheel loader. It it's a what is it? Chariton. Don't know exactly how they pronounce it because I mean it's a made-up name anyway. But it's a small Ludwig T700 dump truck. And then I also have the roller you see here, and a drone. I do have a drone as well. Which is, I don't know, it's flying up there somewhere at the moment. How's it going there, Mr. Crisis? Alright. Let's get this over to... This over to the coal. Let's go grab our dump truck. Dump truck. No, wait, not roller. Dump truck. That's one thing I wanted to check. Trailer. So it'd be control, and then the same. Should be 4365. 4365. It's not letting me assign a control here. Damn it. Trying to, Crisis. So, kicker. I can't assign.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole.
I think for the time being, I'm going to avoid altogether the yeah, I think for the time being, I'm going to avoid the trailer because I can't assign a key combo to it. I'm just not familiar with the mouse controls on it. Gonna work like that? Not a problem. Not a problem. Oh, the button. That's right. I changed that yesterday. Crisis, thank you very much for that air horn. Those 100 biddies. Are you awake, sir? Morning, Silver Architect. Looks like you got Architect and Zodiac, though. Yeah, I think this right here will be a much bigger group because there's a whole bunch of coal over there. We can start opening this up and we'll make a access here. As we get bigger equipment, of course, this mine will grow in size. Desperately need more steel so I can get this pad finished. By the time that's done, maybe I'll get a chance to set up a better key combo. Oh, that's not the right button. There is a tab vehicle button, apparently. Let's see if we can't. Beacons, lights. We're gonna do this one here to here. Clear that. And then let's go to truck here. That should work, so I could do, hold that down and, alright, that'll probably work, yeah. That'll probably work. Come in. Diggy diggy. Mr. Moss Frog, how you doing this morning, buddy? Get yourself a wheel loader finally? Nice. Sounds like you're finally making some progress over there on the Arctic map. Good morning, Mr. Dadson. Well, devil's about accurate. I'm doing okay this morning. I'm frustrated because I probably set something very wrong, and while Twitch looks fine, YouTube looks like ass. Took you 34 levels to get there. Yeah. I'm hoping he rebalances the experience you gain from the pickaxe, because the pickaxe and the axe are ridiculously high for the experience gain. It's like the idea was to try and, hard mode this shit. Oh, yeah, sure. Like I love a hole in my face. Um, for those just joining me here on Twitch, I am doing my first multi-stream this morning to Twitch and YouTube, but YouTube's stuttering like fucking crazy. Don't know why. So it's probably a setting I have, and it's falling on its goddamn face. It's probably a frame rate issue. Maybe. It very well could be the bit rate. I tried upping my bit rate. Yeah, it's looking like it might be the bit rate over there. Let me lower it a little bit and see if that makes a bit of a difference. It shouldn't be. Well, I mean, I've turned it up enough that even if it is, it should be fine. Have been having a fun one recently. Intel or NVIDIA GPU driver has been dying, taking your whole PC out of action. You can restart, just flash all the screens. You restart, oops, not on the road. Just flash, although last night I could tell it was coming and it all went to shit, and then boom, it recovered. Nice. Gotta love that. Yeah, I'm watching my bitrate fluctuate. It seems okay for the most part, but then every now and then it just falls on its face, and that's what causes the stutter. Probably because my home internet and YouTube needs a much higher bitrate to look decent. So, yeah, it's likely the fact that my bitrate's all over the place on YouTube. They're actually separate. So, yeah, it's, I probably have to sit there and adjust it.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole.
Far Evil D, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for the diggy hole. How you doing this morning? So, yeah, it's gonna take some experimenting. By no means am I leaving Twitch anytime soon, but I wanted to start live streaming to YouTube some as well, so that one, all my eggs aren't in the Twitch basket should something happen, and two, hopefully try to grow the channel over there a little bit better. see if I can't get, some more subscribers, some more watch time on YouTube, be consistently decent, and then just fall on its face. So I likely have to change a setting over there somewhere. Um, Hopefully later on I can, I'm not even anywhere close to where my road was smoothed out. I likely have a setting that's not working well with my setup and causing the bit rate to stutter over there. Alright, that's the 5 a.m. wake up call. I will be back in just 1 minute, chat. Let me go get the family up. Alright, chat, I'm back. Let's see. Let me try this here. Let's go to... There we go. I'm back, chat. I'm back. Yeah, it could very well be YouTube being a biatch. I don't know. I'm watching it, though, and the bit rate's kind of fluctuating all over, so I don't know if it's, if it's that or not. The problem is, ultimately, I don't have the greatest upload speed where I live, and I think that that's going to play a major role in it, more so than anything else. So yeah, a couple more sales of whoa, hey, hi, hi, ah. I know I have a smooth road in here somewhere. Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. Hand mining's great that it's there now, but yeah. Well, you're not wrong, Zodiac. It does cut the speed down some because you're then outputting to both, right? And yeah, it's hello, holy cow. Um, it could also be how I started the stream this morning that it's acting up because I've got the plug-in for the multi-streaming, but you know I might have. There's very likely I've got some settings that are wrong in there, and that's causing an issue. I only tested it for a few minutes last night, dubbing around, so it could have. Because I didn't do any like sustained testing. I certainly wasn't playing a video game. I was just kind of like testing it to see what the outputs looked like, or that the outputs were both going. So it's not like I even really got a chance to see ultimately what they truly looked like. Oh, the outputs are working. Good enough. This morning I set so I tweaked a couple of things and then said, all right, let's do it. Clearly, the bit rate over there is falling on its face. It's all over. And I think what's happening is it's probably too much bit rate for my connection. Um, it keeps going. Like I've got it cut to 10K bit rate, and it goes like 16 and a half meg down to 156 kilobytes, up to 15 and a half meg, 12 meg, 13 meg. It's like, no, dynamite does not destroy your blocks. Rocks and dirt, yes, but it won't actually harm any of your blocks or building stuff. I might have to use the hand pickaxe to make my little goat trail um, to the watchtower. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's unfortunate that it's skipping the way it is over there on YouTube. Hopefully I can figure that out after stream and make it better and for tomorrow. But I don't know. I said it's more for me to try and start getting some some interaction over there, some extra watch time, so that I can help get that channel to some better metrics. Watchtower, sir. Just looks Moss Frog. I mean, it's a quest. So you get a little bit of XP, you get a little bit of money, and it looks, I mean, basically it gives you a very low priced watchtower instead of having to buy one. So you can buy them in the store directly, but those are a bit more expensive than utilizing some wood. Now, granted, in your case, you're on the Arctic map and don't have any trees. Sniper towers. I don't know how far back onto that it goes. It looks like it goes. Oops. Looks like it goes clear up to the top of that little ridge, so I might have to come around the backside and knock it down that way. Remember you got the Jar Crusher and Fractioner. Oh, Jesus. As soon as you hit the blasted rock, yeah. Yeah, that'll make some decent pay once you get down there. Alright. Get a couple loads of each of those, for the time being at least. I'm going to bring them back. We'll get them put in the plant. Smelting, doing whatever. While I go use the pickaxe or whatever to try and get a little goat trail over to Huh, that's weird. Never mind. Not as weird as I thought. First, that's why. Oh, she's a bumpy hill still. She's a bumpy hill. See, I haven't picked up the jaw crusher, or the fractioner, or any of that stuff yet. I've been more focused on trying to get this dug out and picking up a couple pieces of equipment rather than the actual plant pieces. So I could probably afford the plant pieces I need right now, but I really need a dozer. I mean, I guess, but it just seems like it would be so much better to have the dozer first for when I need to, clear a property. Let's see if we can't take a little bit off the top of this. I'm probably going to mess this all up royally. Well, it seems like they also did some work, and the dozer works better now. So I have a dozer over there, and it seemed like the dozer worked way better. Like, I don't remember the dozer working this good. Only ever used the wheel loader and dumper. The motor grader would come in very, very handy too, for carving some of these roads. Because I could roll them smooth, and then just go ahead and after rolling them smoother a little bit, use because the grader can do decent work with that. Kind of like once you have a clear-ish base, it works all right. But until then, it's kind of like a bit iffy. The biggest reason why I need a dozer though is to finish this road. This road needs a lot of work over here. So let's get out of this for a second. No, get in the truck, I said. Been nice trying new things, but money. Yeah. Like Zodiac said, though, if you go into creative mode and play around with things. Yes. Yeah, you can get a trailer for this. But a big problem with getting a trailer for this at the moment is I don't have the, and we did not get a lot of iron, but we needed coal more than we needed iron anyway. Yeah, because I need a lot. We're going to need a lot more coal. Yeah, because I need a lot. We're going to need a lot more coal. lithium ore can go there. We've got that. Gold bar is there. Looking over here. Those are still loaded up for a while. There's quite a bit of gold ore in there. Yeah, at town, but I also have a huge coal mine. I have a huge amount of coal out here too, Zodiac. Thing to keep in mind, a lot of these spots directly ahead of me. I hate that it goes backwards like that. A lot of those spots directly ahead of me over here are coal. So we got coal over there, there. Yeah, I mean, all of these right here are coal. Including that one there. So we've got, like, I could open up a good space right here of just coal. And that's just right here. Over there I have a bunch of iron. Get that big spot I'm in there. Those two spots are iron. And that's not getting into, like, what else might be material there. And then I don't know, like, potentially what's over here. Because there's a lot of nodes over here, too. You know, I haven't really prospected a lot. Because there's a big spot there, there. But I just want to make a little bit of a flat spot right there where I am. And then I'm going to kind of, like, hand dig a little trail. We'll flatten the top of that out better for the over here more. Like right here on this ridge where that tree is. And we'll move that fire tower to like right here in the middle of this ridge. So the goal is to come along that ridge with a little trail. I'll have a parking spot at the bottom and a little like footpath that comes along to here. And then I'm going to cut the top of this off. That's coal right there. We'll cut the top of this spot right here. We'll cut the ridge to right there. Yeah, we'll probably do it right here on this spot. So I'll bring the top of this ridge down and I'll make a flat spot right here. I don't know if I'll get concrete blocks out per se to do it, but I'll try to set up something right here on this corner. And then it'll give you, you know, a view that way, type of deal. But I'm making a mess up there, so let's go smooth out the road a little bit better with this guy. The only point in making oil barrels is to turn around and sell them. But they produce wicked slow. They do produce very, very slowly. Like a 99 stack of water will produce in like, what, like 5 or 6 minutes? A 99 stack of oil barrels is like an hour and a half. Like, that's a bit of a difference. Yeah, I mean, it's more of a passive income. The barrels. But yeah, it's a kind of a passive income. How you doing? Yeah, if you've got 2 oil derricks, which I do plan on having 2 oil derricks at some point, and then the second one being potentially a passive income. $1.2 million shy of the largest dumper. Just a small amount. Oh, there you go, Sir Welshie. Found your old gamepad? Nice. How am I making money right now? I'm still smelting gold bars, but at the moment I'm not like it's not like I'm digging pay dirt. We'll call it the viewer challenge. Um, Yesterday we did some voting, and you guys kind of voted that it's nice to have an overarching project rather than just digging a hole, because that after a while will get boring for you guys to watch. I mean, I get it. It's the same thing for, a lot of hours. So tried to come up with a project to do, to kind of keep things interesting, and it was decided that we're going to do a small mining town. Going to make a mining town on the map. So I'm basically going to be a more of an excavation and manufacturing company. This plant here will grow over time into a manufacturing company of I'll be making steel, I'll be making the other stuff needed to make houses and whatever else goes in town, and that will be some of my income. I'll get paid based off of what you guys decide for the jobs I'm build the house, which I'll have to make all of the materials for the house, and that will be, you guys will decide, okay, it's worth 50 grand or 100 grand or whatever as compensation, and basically I'll just make a bunch of cheap wood blocks because they sell really well, and sell those as my income for the job, my payment. Materials I'm gonna need for these projects, I will end up in pay dirt. I'll end up eventually down into bedrock and stuff like that, getting that material out. So there'll still be plenty of mining, and I'll still get material from that as a way of making some money. I also just had the idea, Mossfrog was saying passive income from a second oil derrick. Maybe near town there's going to be a small oil field or something like that. In which case I'll go smooth out and doze out a little bit of an area and invest in go check on it occasionally and bring some oil barrels with me, and do that. Yeah, solid rock, bedrock. Once you get down to solid rock, I consider that, quote, bedrock. And all right, now you got to start blasting and doing other things because you're at the, you're as low. So, I mean, eventually those coal veins and iron veins that are in that valley will get into, I'll connect them into one big thing. So I'll be working my way down and out to get to the bedrock, or yep, there is blasting in this, Dadson. More like explosives, not guns. More like Demolition Man than Danny DeVito. Hey, Quickie Mickey. Of course, I just went and put the roller at the bottom of the hill. I'm going to need it right here, dummy. So smooth. Goes that down around the corner here. There we go. And that back out. I don't know why I drove back down the hill with this. I should have just stayed up at the top of the hill. C'est la vie. Yeah, I have been working on it, but a lot of my digging has been trying to get the factory cut out, the overall dimensions of it, and that has caused a delay in pulling in material. Had I just focused on it, I would have easily had it done, but I wanted to try and get the factory itself cut out, and most of what I was digging was just dirt or it was dirt or it was hay dirt. Words are hard. Hiya! Ooh, I made it. We got in here. Yeah, see, like I got a couple more steel floors. So I'm kind of doing it as I get the material. Get that done, and then I'll start another row across here, and... Cat, dude, why? Why are we stomping all over my shit this morning? You've got a tiny little corner now. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Oh, is this what you wanted? I say, dude, no. Come on, cat, man. Frickin', what the hell did you turn on now? Scroll lock, game mode. Fucking stomping all over my keyboard, dude. So what do you do with all the dirt? I can turn around and sell it if I want to. Stuff like that. So, yeah, it's in the rain. I wonder if I should do that. That's probably not helping my bit rate. Selling the dirt is allowing you to make... Yeah. Most of my money's coming from right here, though. Alright, you're empty now. You're almost empty. You still get quite a while worth of material. So don't you. Just basically there, another 270 bars there. That's... So, yeah. Now the question is... Let's get out the axe. We're going to clear... And it may be that instead of cutting grid's going to be right here, maybe we need to take some concrete block and make a retaining wall right here. And then fill it in. So there's like a little parking spot up here. And then I can take the hand axe. You know, the pickaxe. You know what? It would be narrow, but if I could cut this, it flattens out right here. I could make a little spot up along the path to the water. Yeah, that is. Not 5 cars. No. No. It's meant to be a watchtower, so like 2 cars. This would make a good spot, because I could take this material here, stretch it a little bit right here, And then essentially I just need to carve enough off the top of this as I come over, and then ramp up right here. Retaining wall. The parking spot back a bit, then footpath with the dirt. Yeah, well, what I'm thinking is there's a nice flat spot here. Flat-ish. Granted. But it's a wider spot that I could cut and make a flat, spot right here. So there'd be a little narrow spot here. You could pull up. Yeah, you might need to make like a 4-point turn to turn around. Because there's no real flat spot here to make a parking, a couple parking spaces. Yeah, I could nose straight up here, but then you'd have to back way up and then turn around there to where the tower will ultimately. Because ultimately what I want to do is we'll do a little footpath along here, and it will be a dirt painted footpath. And instead of the footpath all the way over to there, yeah, that's a much nicer spot. But it's, that's a long ways to walk, but, it's taller. But it's a lot longer of a path to walk. It really doesn't matter how long the footpath is, right? But we'll have to make some. It just happened it's coal up here, so it'll look like a little bit of a gravel footpath. Concrete blocks over there. Or not necessarily concrete blocks. I just need to cut the top of it off a bit, which I'll have to pickaxe that. I could do something like this the whole way back. This isn't too bad, but like right here's a really steep spot. Unless I crack shovel it again a little bit more. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Sherpa guide. Yeah, probably. I never said it would be an easy footpath, but gotta do something to get to there, right? So yeah, we'll use retaining blocks here. I can cut this down a little bit, and I'll have like some retaining block come out along here to tie back, and we'll bring it along here so I can kind of fill it in and make a little bit of a path. What if I go... I can only do it in this way. Never mind. I was trying to do like I'd have to spin the monitor. Maybe if I did it over on that, and then move that one over there. Might be a later project. That'd actually be interesting. I could flip that monitor vertical instead of horizontal. Something for later, maybe, chat. But yeah, basically, I just need to cut enough material off of this right here. But here's the kicker. I don't like, well, actually, we could do it that way. Yeah. Let's go down to the plant quick. Started in the derrick. So yeah, those dashed blocks across the bottom here will represent the actual foundation for the factory. I'll have the wash plant probably along this edge. The wash plant will be across the back here. And then the front part of the factory may be several floors tall, but like, you know, the front part might be a bunch of smelters on the bottom, and then upstairs some CNC machines and stuff. Because there's other machines I need to add. But I can put, you know, I'd have room to put like 4 smelters or something like that down over there, and then some machines coming back this way. We'll have a door out. There'll be 2 of these here. Let's actually... for concrete blocks instead. If I do that... That's $44,000 essentially. Expensive, right? 44 marks. How you doing? All right. So I've got my current put steel in here. That. More of those. Just got off of ARC. A good night time off to bed. Alright there, Farmer Marks. You take care, buddy. I've only had one small wash plant going this whole time. That's a lot of grinding on that one small plant. That's a lot of grinding on one plant. Appreciate the lurk. You take care. It is higher than the recommended. Stream bitrate of 6,800. Interesting. Interesting. What if I go to 6,000 there? Let me go settings over here. See what happens with that. And if I go modify constant bit rate, variable bit rate, let's go max of not 100,000, you dummy. And let's go 8,000. See if that straightens out over there. For one day after the patch, chamfers were 1 water, 3. Oh, that would have been nice. There it goes. Alright, so stream is healthy. It may not. It may not. I probably have a lot of settings I need to tweak over there. But if you guys could all go over and kind of help out with that, I very much would appreciate it. I just want to see if I can't help grow that channel over there. Let's see. We are making the chamfers, but we can use these to kind of lay out where I want the parking lot, so to speak. The edges of it. And then I can grab the chamfers and put them back in after they've manufactured and replace it. And then I'll let you guys tell me, like, do something like that. This will get cut off. And bring this out like this, maybe, to about... Do that. We can cut this. Yeah, because I mean, I can smooth this out. We'll have to put in the, we'll have to set them all the way in, and then we can basically dig it out, fill them in, and then I'll need some stairs to get up to this path. So, no, I don't want you guys to go away, CJ. I'm just trying to get a little bit going over on YouTube as well to see if it helps that channel grow some. Empyrean already. Honestly, I'm gonna see what happens tomorrow. We may get into some Empyrean. I'll kind of do one of these numbers, and when we're done, we'll paint the top of it all. Flatten that all back out again. That tree, that bush will not come back. We got this along here. I'll paint it on the way back. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it is probably still really jumpy. I likely have a setting that I need to fix. Yep. Sometime tomorrow is when it'll go live. That thing's gonna come out. I don't know exactly what time it's planning on releasing. So yeah. Yep. This is the crack shovel. Because when you watch the dude go, like, I mean, he goes. That mofo's putting in some work right there. If I do one of these numbers when I'm done... Hey, Butt 69. Good morning, Mr. Tatico. How you doing? Mr. Cope, if you get a chance, could I get a shout out for you and Mr. Tatico, Mr. Dadson? Preparing for a fight with the school system. That doesn't sound like fun. Wait, aren't you the school system? And it's going all right so far this morning. You know, that reminds me of a YouTube short I'd seen. I'm gonna have to see if I can find it. Um, it's from it's a blacksmithing dude, but he does a lot of really funny. Make sure you heard the kids' progress reports. He says, all right, go ahead, yada yada yada, and he's reading off the progress reports, and it's like, well, the teacher said that your kid, somewhere in your kid's lineage, there's definitely a troglodyte, and this and that, and like being all derogative and everything else, and at the end of it, turns out that his wife is the teacher because they've been homeschooling. He goes, well, I told her not to homeschool them, but she didn't listen. It's like basically the whole report card type deal was that your child is a miserable student and related to troglodyte somewhere and this and that. So basically, like, she was shitting on him, but at the same time, like, bashing on the kid for being a handful. And he goes, I warned her not to homeschool them, but she didn't listen, so now she's reaping the fruits of her labor. Ad sounds? What do you mean ad sounds? Oh, no Reyes in a box? No, I'm not in Discord with him right now. Love my children, but I could never homeschool. Yeah, see, I love my kids to death too, but if I were to try and homeschool, it would not go well. I don't have the patience for it. I know that for a fact. I gotcha. Now what are you telling me over here? Keyframes. Okay, keyframe frequency. 4 seconds or less. Maybe that's something that's causing issues? Maybe that's causing an issue. Hey, Summer Child. I'm paying attention to what's going on over there on the YouTube side, because it's giving me little clues to like maybe help fix the stream quality over there. So I apologize if I kind of like look like I'm off in a daze at times. How you doing this morning there, Summer Child? And make sure that Summer Child gets a shout out too as well if you can, Cope. DeGraff Gaming, how you doing, buddy? Of course, it's annoying that it keeps shifting away from this screen, so I can't see what the fuck is going on. Every time it updates, like, it goes off to one side of the thing and I can't see the full screen. No data. What are you talking about, no data? It's still going, you shut it. Figure it out, YouTube. Come to Norway. We don't give kids homework, no math books either. Yeah, my kids don't get homework. It's like, I wish I didn't have fucking homework in high school. Lucky bastards. Yeah, unfortunately only mods can do that there, Cookie, but I appreciate you trying to help. Sherpa path! Whee! Alright, so you guys are seeing what I'm doing. We're making this path. I'm gonna have to make another pad for the, million scale. Wow. Oh, division in million scale, yeah. Wanted to give her a personal shout out. I got you there, Cookie. Homework at all at home. Always did it in lessons you hated. Yeah. I got homework, but if I didn't finish it in class or on the bus, I certainly didn't do it at home. Yeah. I mean, not that I ever did my homework. There were many classes I never touched homework in at all. That's for sure. We had two choices one year for our English. I think it was my junior year. And it was public speaking or debate or something like that were my only options at the time. And it ended up, I failed public speaking and was able to take a different English class for the second half of the year. Change things up. But let's just say that public speaking and I did not get along at all. At all. Especially the teacher. She didn't get me. And I remember at one point, we used to do these impromptu speeches in class where you'd get you draw a name, public speaking. It was it was one of my possible required classes in English. It's like, this is dumb. You basically draw a day, and then you'd get a couple minutes to go think about your topic, and then you'd speak about it. So, you'd go out in the hallway and get a couple minutes, and then when the previous, when the other kid was done, you'd go in and take their place type of deal, and then, while you were getting yours, somebody else was drawn, and they'd rotate through the thing. So you'd have like 5 minutes you had to talk about this subject. And, me wanting to make light of a subject at one point, the subject I got drawn was Chinese food. Yeah, exactly. Look at me now. Maybe I should have paid attention a little better. But the subject I drew is Chinese food. We were making these derpy sundials in bio class. I hadn't done homework for the teacher. Like all year, made a deal with the teacher that I'd make a full working sundial out of wood for the class. There you go. But, just to try and make light of it, being in America, all the Chinese food restaurants around here, granted, it's American Chinese food. I get it. It's not real Chinese food. But they're almost always Chinese families and stuff like that. And in many cases, they don't speak the greatest English. And, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But you always check it as I want to order Chinese or whatever, and they start saying, I want this or that or the other thing, and half the time the food has funny names to begin with, right? So me, like I said, trying to be a clown about it all, I started clowning around about things, and I made a couple of offhand jokes about, you know, uh, like basically making fun of some Chinese food dishes, the names of them. I says, like, who wants to order cream of some young guy, or, things like that. And let's just say the class was cracking up and having a good time about it. The teacher, on the other hand, did not grade me well at all. She ended up giving me, on a scale of 0 to 100, like a 15. And then, when she handed me it back, I was like, I kind of was like, fuck yeah. Mission accomplished. She never asked me to do it. So it's like mission accomplished. Because I didn't like the class to begin with. It was like, mission accomplished. There was nothing serious about it. Even the class kind of understood that because everyone was laughing about it. That was the whole point, was to make a joke about it. I enjoy Chinese food, and I've got no problem with any nationality or anything. Never. Ever. The only time I've got a problem with anybody is when they have a problem with me. Welcome into the channel, by the way. You notice a small problem? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to cut it out to a point where I can get it on the ground. I may need some blocks to help support it, but I'm hoping if I cut it down to, like, say, this height, I may have enough surface here to place it down properly and then have this over here. It's my goal. What I'll do is I'll come underneath it with the concrete blocks, and I'll put, like, one underneath each. Originally it was on top of this, but I am the one that put it there. I ended up miserably failing that class. Basically, the way my high school worked, that was a 2-semester class. We had 4 semesters, so you'd have 2 halves. Then you could only get so low a grade in the first semester. That way, if you did well in the second semester, you could still pass the class. So you were limited in how low your grade could be. I had the absolute minimum for the first semester. The second semester, because each semester was weighted twice, and then your final exam was weighted. That's how high school worked for me at the time. So we, I ended up getting, so the minimum you could get was a 65. Had the minimum. Second semester, I had like a 15. Or something like that. So when it came time for the final, I walked into the class, dropped off my book, and I said, I'm just going to leave now. And she goes, no, you've got to do your final exam. I go, have you done the math on this? Because given my semester grade and the first grade, I need like 185% on my now. She goes, yeah, but then I'm going to end up giving you a 0. I go, a 60 or a 50 is still an F, so what's it fucking matter? And I walked out of the class. Again, we didn't get along. She didn't miss me not doing my final. Semester in Swedish means vacation. Ah, not here. How much you're carrying? Miner's a tank? Yeah, that's right. I'm a beast. She spent there. My best friend sat next to me in class, and I used to sleep through her class every day. I had one of those. One day, she asked him why I was asleep, and he told her he has problems at home. She spent the rest of the year printing the day's notes out and tucking them under my elbow and waking me up at the end of the class. That's actually a pretty nice teacher, believe it or not. Whether you actually had problems at home, you did better in French. 18, 18, 12, so you're adding them up. You didn't. Well, Spanish 1, not so much, because we were forced to take a second. It might have been the teacher. She was, 2 years out of college, and, I was a horny teenager. But, like, my Algebra 2 class, I had a problem where I fell asleep in that class all the time, too. And the problem was because I had honors geometry, ended geometry, and then I had a first period lunch that day. So I would go straight to lunch, eat food, go to Algebra 2, and my brain was spent, so I would sleep. I would sleep. And let's just say I used to sleep through her class religiously. I got decent grades on my homework and stuff like that, though, and, it was never too big. Maybe a concrete block here. Can I then put the tower on the block? Maybe not. I think it's going to inset no matter what I do. But yeah, I mean, a good teacher will make even a boring subject into. Yeah, see, it's insetting really bad. I think it's an issue, honestly, with the, I wonder if I should take it down a little bit further. We'll take it down to right there. Yeah, I'll take it down to a little bit below that. So, I mean, that was another one that, come final time, I basically just... The funny part of it all is, like I said, I used to sleep through her class all the time, because in honors algebra, she was not a very, good teacher, so she couldn't keep my attention. You smack your head. You didn't have problems that you were staying up all night playing video games. Yep. Third, basically there was a level 1 which was you needed help. Level 2 was your standard. Level 3 was your honors. 4 was a college level, and then no. 3 was it? 1 was you needed help. 2 was standard. 3 was honors. No. 4 was honors. 5 was AP, so basically college level. I don't remember what 3 was. 3 was, I think, just like advanced. But yeah, so essentially honors was I was ahead of most kids in school, but not quite at a college level geometry. But yeah, I used to stay up playing video games all the time too. I paid more attention to French in my last year of it than any other year. Teacher was a brand new teacher. Yep, well, that was my Spanish teacher. Off you go, diggy diggies, but you shall lurk. Appreciate it there, Chameleon. No, this was not my senior year. This was my junior year. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Falling down the hill. It was my junior year in high school. And like I said, I went from honors geometry, which, was a tough class. Better than high school level geometry. And then I would go to lunch, where you eat lunch. After lunch, go to Algebra 2, which, again, not exactly an easy subject for a lot of people. Not a great teacher, so I'd fall asleep. But the long story short of this is, I don't even remember what section of what part of algebra we were learning, because it all got broken up into sections, lessons or whatever. And we had a test on the subject. So everybody does their test, and basically we would do the test, pass it to someone else. We would swap with someone behind us or whatever. And you would grade the other person's test, and then everything got handed into it got passed back to you and then handed into the teacher, so you know how you did. So we had this test, did the test, passed it back to my, the person behind me, they passed me theirs, we're grading everything else. And then, a couple of the people that were always chit-chatting with each other because they were the in-crowd type of deal. They were also more of the delinquent crowd with the substance use, we'll say. You get, because, like, one of the smarter guys in the class failed. And then they started talking amongst themselves, and before you know it, like, half the class is literally talking about their grades, and what did you get? And it came to, I was the only one in the class that passed. And the guy goes, wait, what? And the teacher even looked at it, looked down, yeah, he passed. She wanted to know if I cheated. But before that subject came up, the dude goes, damn, if that's how this is going to be, I'm going to start sleeping. But it was just like, everyone else is like, if he's passing because he's sleeping, I'm going to start sleeping. The teacher goes, you better fucking not. Was a dude that was sleeping the whole time. Sledgehammer this. Can I move it over one? If we put it there. We're on there. We got a little bit of dirt here to take out. Not a big deal. I can put a pad. Like that. I can take a little bit of dirt here. Do one of these numbers. Pat, 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 pat. Pat, 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 pat. Yeah. I had some fun times in high school, but at other points it was like, yeah, I'm ready to be out of high school. And I think basically what it was is I was way above level in that. I had a print media class I did really damn good in. Stuff like that. When it came time to after high school, like, I never went to college, never did any after school education after, post high school education, I'll say. So, I mean, I regret it now, but not like I can go back in time and change it. All I can do is kind of relate to my kid, like, hey, you may regret some of these decisions later on, dude. But he's doing really well. He struggled his freshman year. He ended up in summer school for it. But since then, he's been practically honor roll student. He's been A's and B's and stuff like that. It's been really good. I've been super excited for him. Especially in his pre-engineering. He's been crushing that. He's going to States for pre-engineering tech challenge, which, makes me super proud dad moment, because I never got into any of that shit when I was in high school. For me, it was always just, I had few friends, I struggled with depression a lot, and I spent my time in video games. I was one of the weirdos. They'd all say hi and, talk with me and stuff like that. A lot of my class knew me, but none of my class really knew me, so to speak. It was definitely tough in high school, and I think that was another part of the reason why I never wanted to go into college. I mean, it all worked out. I ended up getting a job working for a wholesale place out of high school, or before finishing high school. I was a gas station attendant, which had actually worked out really well because my schedule was pretty flexible, and after graduating, I would basically get up. I would have like opening shifts, closing shifts, that type of deal, so it gave me a lot of free time. It's actually where I met my wife, was working there. At that particular place. Alright, that's not too bad. We got that accomplished. I will need to take a few of these blocks up. But his sister was a super senior when she finally graduated. She was younger. All the teachers were like, oh, so you're so-and-so's brother? Great. Nice. I was part of everything as an actuary. Now you're a stay-at-home dad. Well, congratulations on at least, managing that. And hey, props on being a stay-at-home dad. Not everybody would do that. No way to get rid of it. It will go away when I reload the game, as long as there's dirt underneath it. But there's no way to, like, use a pickaxe, per se, to get rid of it. Oddly enough. Alright, I need, like, 3 or 4. Hey, yeah. I can understand that, I can. And then I'm placing these little dirt texture pieces on it. And the dirt, of course, in the process of smoothing, sometimes the dirt goes away, so you gotta re-add it, stuff like that. As long as it's not that green grassy texture, then the bush will go away when it reloads. No, you're not required to put in a Firewatch Tower at all. It's actually one of the quests that I did, and I just thought it looked like a good spot to put it. It looked a tall point, a ridge line, where you can see better. It's alright, it makes sense. In the last year of school, you were 14 days during the... Was there 14 days during the whole school year? Wow. But, yeah, high school, I struggled a lot. Like I said, especially with depression. At the time, they labeled it as severe recurring depression. Um, but this was, back in the mid 90s. And when you talk about severe recurring depression because of mood swings, what else does that sound like? Bipolar disorder, maybe? And they tried all kinds of different medications, which only made things way worse. Way worse. And to the point where, I had, many other really bad issues. Alright, 1 second, Chad, I gotta go. Props to the developer and to Darius for sharing it with us. Yeah, this is actually made by Christian from North Modding Company. Others are from the North Modding Company are working on this game. Big things coming. Stuff I've heard about that I can't talk about because of who and where I heard it. But I've got some insights into what's upcoming, and yeah, give it a couple months, chat. You guys are going to be blown the fuck away. Back in a second, though, chat. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, chat. I had to go make sure the youngest was up and ready to go. So, yeah, to say the medication did not help is a bit of an understatement. Because, of course, is this helping? No. And then, well, let's try this medication. So as anybody knows that's dealt with depression or anything like that, when you switch medications every, 3 weeks, your brain goes all sorts of fucking places. I will say, I have not, in many decades, in decades, been suicidal. But back in high school, I was. And like I said, they always called it severe recurring depression because of the mood swings I would have. Well, severe recurring depression and mood swings and all of that, well, it's an awful lot like bipolar, but they never diagnosed it as bipolar. Because this was 27 years ago or so. So a few years. And like I said, the doctor was changing my meds every 3 weeks. It was ridiculous. Yeah, mid 90s. No, it was not good. Thankfully, I survived my tumultuous high school days. Met my wife working at the wholesale place I was doing the gas. I went from gas station attendant to working in the freezer section inside, stocking shelves. And that's when I met my wife, because I actually took over for her brother. One morning I'm stocking the shelves, and peas, vegetables, whatever. I was actually stocking the frozen vegetables. And it would be put a couple boxes on the shelf and then open a couple boxes and just jam them packed. Piling them on the shelves and stuff like that. And in the process, you're opening a lot of boxes of stuff, and you just throw them in the aisleway behind you because you're stocking them before the store opens. And at one point, I threw one of the boxes behind me without even looking, and then grabbed the next one, and it bounced over my pile of boxes and almost hit my wife. And she goes, "Don't tell me you're gonna be like my brother now," because she thought I threw it at her intentionally. I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even realize she was there," because she was a subcontractor that would come in and do the produce. And we started talking. Nope, sorry, I didn't see you, and stuff like that. I take my morning break. She comes over to me while I'm on break. I'm eating a one of those like super pretzels, those warm super pretzels. And she starts grabbing parts of my pretzel from me while I'm sitting there. I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?" She's just like talking with me and stuff. And, you know, it's all right, no big deal. I get out of work that day, go out to my car, and she's standing in front of her car, parked one spot diagonally from me. There we go, chat. I like that. We just need to finish the parking lot now. And I said, "So what are you, stalking me now?" 3 hours later, we're still chatting in the parking lot. And then a couple months later, I caught up with her working a different one of her other jobs, and we started talking, hanging out, started dating, and that was 22 years ago. Been fighting it all my life. All I did about it was keep myself busy doing learn. Yeah, keeping yourself busy is one of the best ways to fight it. I still deal with the depression now. But, you know, the wife... So as bad as the depression may get some days, I've developed coping mechanisms. I have my wife and my children to think about, and because of that, I would never, in any situation, think about those things again. So, yeah, it's, you started as a sawmill operator? Nice. Went to work as a military carpenter building the new buildings at 14. Wow, there you go. Alright. We're going to need concrete blocks for that project. So, so we're going to take these 44. I'll bring them up top. We do have a chunk. Which one is it? Is this one here? That's pay dirt. I don't want to sell that. 764. We could sell that one here. Done a lot in your life, more than me. Genetic testing can now tell you what meds will work and which ones don't. My family members had the testing done, got the right medication. Is a better place now. Ask your doctor. It's worth one last medication change. Yeah, I mean, like I said, at the time, but I'm trying to get in with a mental health specialist, and my current, like, primary care is a Muppet, so we'll see. Actually, I'm going to leave you just like this. Mother was good about taking me to the doctors and stuff. Mr. Evil Reyes coming in with a raid. Welcome in, everybody. How was your stream there, Mr. Evil Reyes? Reduce for sure. This is going to end up being an expensive project, chat. Off to work, I take it. Be back in a few. Gotta go figure out why the dryer won't work. Ah, that's not fun. I figure you're getting to head off to work. Yeah, I like that look for a retaining wall better than this smooth stuff. We'll save these from my place. And the only reason I mention the cost so far is going back to what I said about, those... There we go. I can get over here, start shoving this material in here, at least, while we're making more blocks. I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. And then we're going to need a bunch over here as well. Fire watchtower actually reduces... No, there is no... Just a placeable quest item. It's just a placeable item that was added. I put it in. I'm going to try and climb up on this and navigate this. This is probably going to end very badly with me flying down the hill. It's more of just a RP type of deal. Make sure lights are off, and did you get the cat's water? Nope, 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 nope. Onto this little hill. Onto the little hillock, please. So yeah, I mean, the idea with this playthrough has now become that I am going to be building a mining town. So this is my, I'm now more, instead of just a mining company, it's going to be more of a construction and manufacturing type of a role. So this is going to be my manufacturing plant where I make all of the is the goal. We'll see how it all goes. But that is the current goal of all of this, anyway. So, with that, the thought in my process was, well, construction companies get paid for their jobs, right? You know, you build a house, you get paid for building the house. So where I'm not just mining for income, what I'm going to do is put it to chat. How much do you guys think I should get paid? We'll take a couple suggestions. I'll put it into a poll, and then you guys can vote on what my payment should be. And then I will pay myself by essentially making some wooden blocks, because they are very cheap to make and they pay out quite a bit. And I'll sell those off as my payment. So that's the goal. To you know, basically help me get more equipment while being able to focus on these other projects, since I'm not going to be just mining pay dirt and things like that. So, like I said, I'm going to be basically about... I'm 44 of these blocks. They cost me $1,000 a piece. I don't know how many it's going to take in total. So, some of this is going to end up having to be like, do we go off of, like, what would the retail be for these blocks? And then, you know, calculate it that way? Or, you know, I mean, what do you guys will end up ultimately deciding all of this stuff. And that'll be a RP playthrough where we're gonna need what? 1, 2 staircases, and the rest will go into floors. And I already have one there. Perfect. That's actually not bad. So yeah, I mean, throw some suggestions in there as to what, you know, how much do you think we should do this, and then I can look at, you know, what would the cost of materials be, and we can do it that way, or, you know, just put it to a vote or something. Any number of things, right? And then we got to go here. That'll go away when I start piling stuff in there. So this is going to be a second group of 40. So is what? 81 concrete chamfered blocks so far. Yeah, 81 chamfered blocks. It doesn't matter. We've got what? 1, 2. Let's go count. There. Plus the blocks over. It's not the nicest looking path, but it kind of works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 14, 15, 16 more blocks there. 97 blocks. 97 blocks. The 97 blocks. And then, you know, I mean, the time will be, I guess, the margin, right? The effort involved. I'm gonna need fuel too, damn it. Ah, crap. Come on. Are you kidding me? There we go. Nice there, Moss Frog. That'll net some money. That's, what, like 2,500 gold bars right there? I should probably try to wiggle the roller over here at the moment. Somehow. If I make it a little bit wider, it'll be easier to get the roller over here. We're going to try and widen this a little bit on our way back across. Then I can bring the roller over here to smooth things out. And from there, be able to finish flattening this all. Forward to multiplayer. Check it come in. Yeah, well, absolutely, yeah. I mean, when multiplayer helps or comes out, a lot of that's, I guess, I mean, a lot of that's going to depend on how exactly it's going to be done. I know, unless something drastic changes, it's going to be peer-to-peer. Now, I don't know how that's going to work. Am I going to have to give out my IP address to people for the connection? Is there going to be something built into the game for it? And I'd honestly, I don't know if even Christian knows that at this point, while they're working on things. I do know it exists in a testing form in-game already. That's been confirmed both on Split 2 stream. He confirmed that much. So, it does exist. The question is, how's it work? Don't know. You know, they could only be testing it like a local LAN type setup too at the moment. Who knows? While they work on framework. But I got a feeling that it'll be in the next couple months. We'll probably see more about it. Because, I mean, Christian has confirmed it's coming this year. I would say now that the Workbench update is out, we'll potentially get some more information on it. Go. Well, I know I keep seeing things pop up about the about some issues over on the YouTube side, so I will have to make some changes after stream. But so far, I guess. Thank you, Martin Chev, for the hydrate and the stretch, by the way. The fix hop. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that too, Koshi. Hey Devlin, can you bring me another water bottle, buddy? Alright, this should... one more scoop will get me out. It'll get me out over here. I'll be able to bring the roller along this and smooth it down some. Which will let me get the roller out to there. And then what I'll do, because I want to... Thank you, buddy. Because I want to cut this down over here anyway. I wonder, if I did this, siphon fuel, how much does it siphon out of the truck at that point? Oh, it... Alright, that's good. That thing takes a lot more than this does. For me, I'm not making yesterday's mistake of staying up till almost 10 a.m. That's probably a bad idea. So yeah, not only are we going to need the dozer, we're going to have to invest in that fuel truck. That way we have a way of filling up remote equipment without having to bring it back to a fuel barrel. That's going to be clutch. If I've got the dozer on a site... Why did I get launched way the hell over there? You know, the last thing I need to do is be... So yeah, I'll have to make some tweaks for the sake of the YouTube stream. It's definitely stuttering a bit today and having some issues. I know somebody I can talk to about that off stream, I think. That, or just looking at the recommendations, I could probably figure it out. So we'll get this weaseled over here. Now, Moss Frog, question. You recommended cost plus 20%. Now, are you saying cost meaning if I were to go buy those 97 blocks in the store, plus 20%? Or are you talking cost of materials plus 20%? Of the mats plus 20%? Well, typically, yes, cost of the materials. But not all contractors would be making their own concrete blocks. They'd be buying them. So that's why I was wanting to clarify on... It's a good... because the thing to consider is... Say I go build a house... I'm going to be harvesting all the lumber myself until it gets to a point where you guys say, just go ahead and buy the materials. Go ahead and buy the blocks. Until then, I'm going to be doing it all myself. If it gets to a point where you guys are starting to go like, all right, this is... but what'll likely end up happening is there'll be... Excess Power, thank you for the follow. Welcome into the channel. How are you doing today? What'll likely end up happening is I'll have like a mining stream where I'll be gathering materials. I'll spend the stream gathering a whole bunch of coal and iron and copper, or and all of that stuff. that's likely what's going to happen today. Is we're going to decide on some things, like what's going to be the first edition of town, where's it going to go, and then we'll spend the day kind of working on stockpiling material, and then tomorrow work on whatever project we decide on. So I'll lay out some grade stakes and stuff like that. We'll kind of stake out the area, and then um, go from there. Like I said, eventually, if you guys decide that there's not enough progression being made, then we can revisit me making everything and going to a point where, all right, instead of me making everything, I'll buy the concrete blocks, I'll buy the wood blocks or whatever, and then we'll just factor that in with the cost when I get paid out. That's all. Because I don't want to sit here and be stuck in the littlest equipment the entire time without progressing. That's not going to be as much fun. But don't want to. I don't mind where you guys aren't enjoying the content either. So, what in the goddamn shit is this? No. No. What in the fuck you think you're doing? Smacking trees? And a big rock? What in the hell's going on? Frackin', what in the hell? It's because I haven't put the dirt down is what the thing is. I haven't painted this road yet with dirt. Once we do, I'm not even gonna bother painting it right now because I'm probably gonna take a little bit more off of this as I go. Gonna bring this in, dump it in the corner. Hey, Forest Runner, how you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, see, that's fairly smooth. There's plenty of room to turn. Works. Can't find copper. How do you get copper? So copper, the last I knew, the only way to get that was to take solid rock, blast it, jackhammer it, or rip it with a dozer ripper, and then you would run it through a jaw crusher and fractioner. Too deep. Too deep. God damn it. I dug it down too deep. Son of a gun. Try to smooth this back out so I can get a nice smooth cut. Because I don't... I think right about here... Can't get any rocks to break. I put like 5 TNT on one rock and it wouldn't break. Is it floating currently? Because the big question, is it currently floating in the air? If it's floating in the air, objects change from breakable to invincible. Might be now because of all the TNT. Alright, if the TNT broke all the dirt around it, then your best bet is going to be to save and reload the game. And that'll make a lot of that go away. No, you don't use a nuke, CJ. That just fucks everything up. Don't want to do that. Bless you, dear. Is there a better type of TNT for use on rocks? Anfo is the smallest detonation, but I've always found with the rocks, unless you're only hand mining, taking some sort of a bucket and going near it, if you take the bucket and push down on it, it just kind of, removes it. Yep, I don't want to go too deep. Oh, hey, hi. I'm gonna have to go watch Split on how he made the, his pads in season, was it 2? He had a really great technique. He has a really great technique for making like a perfectly smooth, level pad. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to... Poor YouTube. Stuttering like crazy over there right now. I gotta do something. The keyframes are all kind of screwy. It seems the bitrate is still screwy. I've tried making changes, but I don't know if some of those changes go through with the current stream or not. I guess this comes with knowing nothing for streaming to YouTube. But it's a start. You can... Oh, I think Moss Frog is talking about blasted rock. So you can pickaxe down to solid rock, detonate an explosive on or next to it, which will fracture it. Then you can mine the material with a hand miner and drop it into a hopper. So you don't necessarily need a wheel loader or an excavator per se to get to it. Not a problem there, Forest Runner. But yeah, the only way to get copper is from bedrock, solid rock. Directly hand mine the blasted rock. Yeah, but when you get there, it's solid rock until you put an explosive on it. Does it become blasted rock now when you pick up the solid rock? Because that could have changed with this last patch. Gray looking rock, and it says blasted rock, huh? Well, normally you get blasted rock from solid rock that you blow up.
There's no way you brush your teeth.
So that's why I'm... You'd have to send me a picture where you're getting the blasted rock. That's the only way I knew of to get blasted rock was to blow up solid rock. So yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Making a little bit of progress. I'm gonna try and ramp this the best I can. I don't think I'm gonna. I think I am gonna need more material over here. But what we'll do is I'm going to... I got a little bit more height there to cut down. I've got this material here to take out. So there's still a fair amount of material for me to pick up. But I'm going to take another layer off of this. Bring the roller over to flatten things back out again. Two picks in Discord. Alright, give me a second. Yeah, so this is solid rock here. So you're saying you're hand mining that and getting blasted rock out of it? Yeah, interesting. Because that's actually solid rock, and normally the only way to get rid of it, I guess, with the new hand with the from it, I'm curious what you would get if you were to try and dig it with a wheel loader right now. Because I know, like a wheel loader will get a little bit of solid rock when you're digging. And he did say something about making a change for solid rock to get processed. So maybe now it's, it's still really difficult to dig. It's better to blast it to dig it. But maybe it just gets picked up as blasted rock now instead of being solid rock when you pick it up. Until he changes the plant to process it, maybe? I'm spitballing. I have no idea until I get down to solid rock myself and mess around. I mean, I suppose I could go in the back over there and just dig in a little bit until I hit solid rock. Here's to go down before I get to that point. As deep as that wall face, or as tall as that wall face is, it's only about 14 meters. So I'd need another 18 meters down to get to solid rock. Alright, so right now we're up to 97 concrete blocks so far. Perhaps I'll have more material over here than I thought. Can you drop ore from inventory to the hopper? Yes. You can put it on your toolbar, which will actually, you'll end up with it, if you see, I've got it on my hand now, and you can click the button, and one at a time drop it on the ground. It's very time consuming if you're trying to drop it from your inventory into a hopper. I will say that. No, not that I'm aware of. But then again, that was only added this patch. You never used to be able to do that before. Drop it on the ground like that, I mean. So maybe in the future, but or maybe somebody knows a way and I don't yet. You dropped over 3,000? Yowza. That's a lot, Moss Frog. Yeah, that's when you bind something to clicking. That can be like macro down or something like that. Yeah, one piece at a time, yeah. You could plug it in on the beginning of your conveyor line. I wonder if that's been suggested in the, anybody's put that in there, though, yet. It's very possible somebody's put it in there. And having no trees provides no early game income. Yup.
My love. I have no idea.
Using wheel loader to get coal seems to be really slow and money in this map. Well, they lowered the price of coal, so it's not worth as much as it used to be. And that's across all maps, NG. They've also adjusted a lot of experience values and things like that as well. So it could just be that it's the new values. I know there's a lot of things that still need to be balanced out, but right now it's more of finishing the repair part of the... Because this patch that just came out with the workbenches is kind of like a two-part patch, if you think about it. Workbenches and repairs, coming with the next-gen vehicles. But they were always kind of like part of this whole setup. Was having call it a two-part deal. So my guess is they're gonna be focusing that there may be like another patch this week, but they're probably starting to focus on the other part of things, getting the repairs in. If I had to guess, so that you know, that can all be finished up. I mean, the game is a work in progress, so right now there's gonna be a lot of balanced things here and there that need to be adjusted. But as I said kind of to somebody yesterday in my stream, NG, if you look, I think it was to Randy, if you look at the level needed for things now, you can unlock the biggest equipment by level 34. You don't have to be 60 anymore. So it's not as imperative to get really high. Like, I mean, I'm barely able to afford the basic equipment, but I've almost got the highest equipment unlocked. Primarily because, unfortunately, I had to use that frickin' goddamn pickaxe so much. Well, and the hand axe, and the experience is really, really high on those. Which I think should be balanced out, personally. But, you know, I don't know what's coming in the future. They may do a balance patch before they go on to the next patch. They may they may just fix some other glaring issues that may be around, and then come back into a balance pass later. Hard to say, right?
I
That's right. Yeah, chopping where I've gotten most of my XP, and it may even be like disproportionately so, but it's hard to say, right? Like, I mean, so this is going. You see, I got a watchtower over there, so you actually would park your vehicles. You take the little goat trail over and go to the fire tower. Dug out now. Project 2 was to correct the fire tower and make a parking lot. I'm actually being, quote, paid for the parking lot. So I got that dug out off stream last night. Now I'm trying to get this done. It's funny that the shadow has no head. Or the head has no shadow when you're in first person view. But when you go to third person, there's a head on it. Shoes on? It's already 8 o'clock, buddy. Come on. Come on, you stupid rock. I'll smooth this out a little bit. We'll figure out where we need to go with the, You too, buddy. But I still got a little bit material to cut out. But it'll be a lot easier if I have a level surface to work from. I'd like to have like a half to a quarter of the block sticking up above the dirt. But yeah, he did some really good job with the world building, and these are only early worlds, right? They're only gonna get better as. Go away, Rock. Yeah, I'll make sure it's all painted like this when I'm done. I can do these numbers to help fill in the Thank you, Mr. Crisis, for the chicken dance. How's it going, David Moon? Thank you, Moss Frog and Crisis. Yet the chicken dance. Doing all right. Doing all right. We're making some pretty good progress here at the mine. I should say with the mining going around for us. What's the one you found? Open the map and auto mine after closing it? Really? Huh. I'll have to plug these a couple times to get them to actually take in some cases, but it'll be hand mining, then without stopping, open the map and move your mouse around and let go. I'm willing to bet it's similar to the issue I encounter occasionally with the right-clicking the material on the workbenches until you click it again. Probably similar. Alright, so we need to cut this down a little bit. Probably to right about here. This is the part that becomes really, really tough. Especially with the fucking bumps. Alright, that's about the height we need. I just need it to stay smooth. Well, there's tricks to help out, Christ. There will be some need of pulling material out of there, I believe. Alright. For those on YouTube, I apologize for the stuttering. I'll try to fix it after stream. But I do appreciate you coming in. Those on Twitch, yes, I am multi-streaming today. Hey there, Raphael. How you doing? That was okay. Jump out of the roller and there's a fucking tree. That was a good one, chat. Like, hello, how are you? Twitch. handing me a banana. A banana in the tailpipe. Two, right? Right now it's just a kind of a parking lot for the watchtower, for the warden service, if you will. I know. I saw that. It's a Netflix deal. I love that they got most of the original cast back for it, yeah. But can you make bags? You can only buy the bags of cement right now. You can't make them, unfortunately. I think it's coming in a future patch, but for right now, you can only buy it. I don't know, essentially make most of your stuff instead of having to buy it. I like that aspect of it. But you know, I don't want it to start taking away from the mining aspect of the game, right? Like, it's cool, you know, we'll be able to make our own parts and produce stuff from the ore we make and things like that. I get it. That's kind of like what Farming Simulator did with 22. All right, here's your productions for the wheat and the oat and the other odds and ends you make, you know. But yeah, like I don't want it going the route of Satisfactory where suddenly we're belting this to that and you know so on and that. But you know, hey, give us the ability to make our own materials to make our own conveyor belts potentially, and um, you know, our own hoppers and stuff like that. You're already adding all these other parts. It's not that much further to be able to make hoppers, conveyor belts, stuff like that, so we don't have to buy them. Then you can do a full-on hard mode where you don't have to, where you don't buy anything at all. You make. One second, chat. I'm gonna let me modify this. This YouTube issue.